Shmee, welcome to the Shmee Show. It is September 21st, 2021. I just hit the microphone. I have bad anxiety, and it is our season finale. What is good? Today, I have absolutely nothing to talk about. Bye. Could you imagine? Maybe this is focused. Could you imagine if I just left? I don't. I've been racking my brain for days of what could possibly inspire me to find a punchline, make a good nothing has inspired me. I don't know if it's because I've just been in a different mindset, or if a lot of things that are happening right now are just too intense for me to want to talk about. But I do want to talk about something today, and it is in relation with our special guest of the day. So today we have the one, the only Michael Buckley on the show, and this interview was unintentionally very therapeutic. You'll see I get a little choked up at one point because without him trying to, Michael speaks directly to my soul. And in that interview, I realized, and talking to you guys right now, I realized that's why I do the show. Because I'm hoping that any of these conversations that I've had over the last 3 months, that there's at least been one moment for you guys, the audience, that resonated so much with you that it changed your life or it gave you a new perspective. That's why telling stories, our life stories, are so important. One of my favorite quotes of all time is by American novelist Lamott. And she says it the best: "You own everything that has happened to you. Tell your story. If people wanted you to write warmly about them, they should have behaved better." That's one of my life mantras. If that wasn't so long, I would get it tattooed all over my body. And also you'll see me and Michael talk about our tattoos later in the interview as well. But that's the point of the Shmee Show, is to tell our stories. Because obviously each episode is showcasing a specific person's story. I do know from the DMs and the messages and the phone calls I've received over the last 3 months that the small peek into my life story that I've shared with you all has already inspired so many of you. Because at the end of the day, telling your story is not just about telling a time in your life, yada, yada, yada. It's about telling your truth and owning your truth and embracing your own authenticity. Because I say it best: what is the point of microdosing life? To what? Get a little taste of the thrill? To tiptoe all the way to death safely and saying, "I made it to death. Oh my God, I made it through life." You're not living. You're dabbling. But life, I want to do everything I possibly can. I wanted a talk show. I've wanted a talk show since I was a kid. So I made myself a motherfucking talk show. I wanted to move and be around people just like me. So what did I do? I moved around people just like me. No one is going to hold your hand, and no one is going to help you get through life. You have to do it on your own terms. And if you can't live your life truthfully and authentically, you're always going to feel like you're hitting a wall. Because there's a point in time in my life where I was not living myself authentically. And I'm not talking about before I came out. I'm talking about after I came out. And I've never shared this. It's a very, very quick vignette story. But after I came out, I was around a lot of straight men because most of my friends growing up were straight guys. And to show them that Sam is the same person, he's just gay now. Well, always been gay, but he's openly gay now. I made it my job, when it wasn't my job, to show them that gay men are more than just what the media portrays us as, or did back in 2010. And doing that, I was forcing myself to fit into a space that I didn't belong, meaning the straight place. the straight space. And not saying that, queer men and women can't fit in there. It's just I was trying to fit in so hard to get them to accept my community. And that wasn't my job to do. And doing that, I dimmed my light and I never showed them all of the chapters in the Book of Sam. I only was giving them a few paragraphs and sentences, ones I wanted to show them, ones that I knew that they would like and want to read over and over again. Because I was too afraid that if they got the full book, that they had that whole book in their hands and they read that shit from cover to cover, they wouldn't like what they saw. That's not the truth. Because since moving and letting go of all that responsibility that I created falsely for myself, I realized this whole time they were seeing who I really was. And I thought that I was doing a job of showing them a more heteronormative version of Sam, a heteronormative gay man, when they knew all along who I was. I didn't know who I was all along. And I had to accept my truth because I was too afraid to look in the mirror. But now that I have accepted my truth, and I'm proud of what I see in the mirror, and everyone around me knows I'm living my life as authentically as possible, that's why I've had so much success. Because there's nothing holding me back. I'm not afraid anymore. I'm doing everything I want to do with my life because I'm free. There's no shackles. There's no resistance. It's amazing. In this conversation with Michael Buckley, it's amazing because he did the same fucking thing. He's going against the grain, and he always has. And you'll see in this interview, you'll probably get choked up at the same spot that I will. Because just like the rest of the Shmee show, if you can't embrace the dark, you'll never get to the light. And that's my little piece for you guys today. All right, so coming up next on the Shmee show, the interview with the one, the only, Michael Buckley. We have no special segment this week, so I will see you guys very shortly. And then after the interview, I'll be here to close out the season with you all. All right, enjoy the break, and I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Bye!